Uh, Defendant's father lives at the residence. He advised the defendant asked him for $1, and the complainant told him to get to work. The defendant went outside and knocked over a potted plant. The complainant witness.
All of this for $1. Hey.
Judge, I'm here on Enrique Alvarez.
In custody?
Yes, sir. It's an arraignment.
Okay.
27, 28.
Is he out there? Is he in
custody.
You want me to bring him out?
All this for $1. That line hits hard. This isn't just about money. It's about rage, pride, and a young man so deep in his spiral that one denial was enough to explode. You can feel the weight already. A father bruised, a mother thrown to the ground. This isn't just a courtroom moment. It's a family that shattered over something that should have been forgettable.
Wow. He has an ag rob from 2012, another ag rob from 2015, a continuous family violence that was just dismissed today. Today.
So that's what I was confused about. Okay.
I see a dismissal on a continuous.
That had not come through on mine yet. Okay,
As of this morning, it wasn't dismissed, so.
we've been trying to figure it out.
I'm now seeing it's dismissed.
Okay, so that makes sense. The continuous was for the 2 AFMs that he was charged with they're from the same day. It looks like the same transaction. It's his mom and dad is how I read it in the
So
Genesis.
did he allegedly beat up mom and dad?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's why it's 2. So someone mistakenly just put it 2 together and charged as a
Well,
felony?
actually, on the penal code, Judge, it's continuous.
When the judge starts listing Enrique's past, aggravated robbery, assault, continuous family violence, it paints a picture of someone caught in a pattern, not just legally, but emotionally. You wonder, what happened between those diaper changes and this courtroom? It's chilling how a history of love can flip into violence.
Speak English, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. You are Enrique Alvarez.
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez, you're charged with 2 counts of assault. You're facing assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail on each of those cases and/or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 30th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an address for a disturbance call. They spoke with complainant Ms. Alvarez, defendant's father, who had injuries to both sides of his face, a swollen eye, and blood on his jacket. The complaining witness, his mother, had a scrape on her right elbow and a bruise on her calf. There was blood on the driveway and on both of the complaining witness's clothes. The defendant's father lives at the residence. He advised the defendant asked him for $1, and the complainant told him to get to work. The defendant went outside and knocked over a potted plant. The complainant witness.
All of this for $1.
The complainant went to pick up the plant, and the defendant struck him in the face with his fist. Complainant felt pain. His mother stated that the complaining witness started fighting, so she attempted to stop the fight. Defendant kicked her in the leg and pushed her to the ground, and she felt pain.
The pain is right there in the police report. Blood, bruises, broken trust. His own father's face swollen. His mother kicked down trying to protect him. This isn't a stranger assault. This is betrayal at the most personal level. That's what makes it so devastating.
Well, I just been doing my.
Just, you have some serious anger issues, man. I don't know why. You have an ag rob, another ag rob. You had that continuous. Got to do some soul searching, Mr. Alvarez.
Yes, sir.
That attitude or the anger, all it does is lead you to jail. Over $1 leads you to now 3 months of your life have been ruined for $1. I would hope that you do some soul searching back there so that we can get to the root of the problem so that you stop coming back. I don't know. What do you guys think as far as a bond? Pavel?
You understand what request final each? Surety.
We would ask for PR bond.
The judge's voice doesn't just carry authority. It carries disbelief. 3 months of your life ruined for $1. It's brutal and true. This case is a lesson in how unaddressed anger turns into life-altering destruction. He didn't just hurt his parents. He wrecked himself.
I'm not going to grant the PR bond. I just, you scare me, Mr. Alvarez, really. You do, because with the prior 2 ag robs, and it's mom and dad, really. How many times they change your diaper? How many times they put up with you? Really?
That line, "How many times did they change your diaper?" is one of the most gut-punching things I've ever heard in court. It's not legal jargon. It's a parent's pain. That line hit me like a ton of bricks.
Mr. Alvarez, I don't know if you're going to bond out, okay? But if you do, you're not to have contact with your mother or your father. I'm also going to issue orders for protection on each of those, of your mom and dad. So if I can get this thing to work. So Pedro Alvarez. And Maria Garcia de Alvarez, they're both now will be identified as protected individuals. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against them. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Sam, tell me, has there not been a bond in the felony cases?
It was set at 60,000, I believe.
Okay.
And he did not make it.
Right. Do you have anyone to bond you out now, Mr. Alvarez?
I've been given his sister's number. He says that I think she's the best person I have to get in touch with, but he doesn't think she'll be able to make it.
You know, these are things that you have to think about before making a move when you're out in the free world. If I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? If you don't have anyone in this world that's going to bond you out, is it worth it? You know?
What's tragic is, the judge is practically begging Enrique to think ahead. Is it worth it? That's a raw truth a lot of people ignore. Every reaction has a consequence. And in this courtroom, the consequences are as real as the jail cell he's sitting in.
I think that at this point, probably what would be best is let's get a TRAS done. You know, there's no sense in having him just languish in jail for nothing.
Right.
So let's do an expedited TRAS. Let's see what they say, what would be the best way of going through this thing. You know, I don't want to keep you in there forever. That's not the goal of here. We don't like to just keep people in jail, but we need to get to the root of the problem to figure out where the anger stems from. Once we get to that and figure out and deal with it, then you can go ahead and live your life and work, make money, and perhaps get married and have kids, you know? But the last thing we want is you to get out there in the real world and, God forbid, have a child and release on that child. That's not what we want. So let's address this anger issue. Let's get to it. And if they have a proper diagnosis, and if you're honest with them, be honest, and then I'll help you out, Mr. Alvarez.
Yes.
Okay? All right, so let's expedite it now so we don't just have him sit and
I'll
wait.
do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Was the whole? I only see one and so from where.
So do you mind, there's only a mo-up on one of the cases. Can you file it on the second one, please?
This hearing wasn't just about charges. It was about a man's breaking point and maybe, just maybe, a turning point. If Enrique can finally be honest with himself and the court, he might have a shot at rebuilding. But if not, this courtroom won't be his last stop.